Yo, what up, everybody? It's your boy, Royce the Voice, Orange Click, Orange Leaders. Yes, shout out to K-Teen. Speak your thoughts or lose your mind. Have a PayPal to drop, can't seem to buy stars. Actually, Drew Henson, that's a good question. Are you must be on my Facebook page. On the Royce's Rant page, you can also send stars there on Royce's Rant. But if you're looking on my personal page, not our PayPal, but our Cash App is, Royce's Rant. Boom, boom, boom. Just right there. Typed it just that fast. You can send it right there. Appreciate it, Mr. Henson, man. That's love right there, man. Appreciate the support, man. You got to it before I got to it, man. It was just show that you on your stuff, man. And thanks for tuning in because, shots fired because we got a show tonight. You know what I'm saying? Now, this show is a little different. You know what I mean? Thank you, Mr. Henson. But first, everybody, welcome, man. It is December the 27th, man. Happy holidays, you know what I'm saying? And happy pre-new year, you feel me? I hope everybody ate their yams, you know what I'm saying? And their potatoes and their turkey and their dressing and whatever else that you cook. I know, you know what I'm saying? I had the job, you know what I'm saying? My lady's mom, had me cook the macaroni, the love of macaroni, and they had me cook the Cheetos chicken, you know what I'm saying? If y'all know about the Cheetos chicken, you better ask somebody, you better Google it, and believe me, it's better than Applebee's. It ain't got nothing on me, you feel what I'm saying? But Applebee's, you could send some money this way, I'll show you how to make some, you feel me? And that's how we do it, man. So I hope everybody had a good Christmas, you feel me? I hope everybody, is looking forward to next year for 2022. Can y'all believe we already in 2022 already? We already in 2022. Do you hear me? Shout out to my UAPB people out there looking too. I put that on your page, darn. I hope you don't mind. You know what I'm saying? It's all love. What up, frat? What it do? But anyway, you know what I'm saying? As far as New Year's resolutions, y'all, you know what I'm saying? I don't have one. You know what I mean? I kind of stopped making those because I always seem to, stop after the first 2 weeks. I'm just like, you know what? Let me just stay stay on the path. You know what I mean? Stay on the path that I've been taking, to take the road less traveled, like Robert Frost, bars, and just keep pushing. You know what I mean? Like every day should be a resolution to get better as a person. You know what I mean? I feel like sometimes if we set our mind to a yearly thing, you know how we do as human beings. Let's just keep it real. I just like to analyze myself every day. Was I better today than I was yesterday? And it's just like that. You already know what it is. So I want to appreciate everybody for tuning in. If y'all don't mind to continue to share, all right, man, appreciate the cash up, but my guy, you know what I'm saying? That's love, man. Appreciate Mr. Henson, man. If you don't mind, man, just give us a share. You know what I mean? Anything that y'all donate, whether it's on the stars on Royce's Rant or Cash App at Royce's Rant, this is going, I promise you, it's going directly to the show. It just pays the bill to keep this thing running. You know what I'm saying? And we can keep looking nice for it. You know what I mean? And you already know, man. Appreciate it. Couldn't done it without y'all, man. But real talk, this show, let's just get to it. This show, I asked last week, I said I wanted the people to come up with the topic. You know what I'm saying? I wanted y'all to come up with the topics, and I was going to pick like the top 3. And within those top 3, was going to pick those people that pick those topics and a few others that wouldn't mind commentating about it. I figured what they all could, relate to, you know what I'm saying? So, we had about 6, 7, 8 people, respond back, you know what I mean? And as far as ones that are for sure going to be here, we're pending about 4 or 5 people, but we do have 2 people in the green room, you know what I'm saying, waiting and chilling, you know what I mean? But before I get to bringing them in, you know what I'm saying, I do want to say to everybody that that's supposed to be on the show, I'm just letting you know we're running right now, but we're going to continue to go on schedule as far as the topic. You know what I mean? Because, we got to keep the show rolling. But nonetheless, I do appreciate your effort of being here and at least just saying, hey, I support and thanks for the topic. You know what I'm saying? Because it was about y'all. You feel me? So, you guys, this is the last show of the season, season 4. We've had a great, nice little 2 years. We started on Juneteenth of 2019, and now we're in season 4. And let me tell y'all, I couldn't be any more happier. We talked about a lot of things that touched some souls. You know what I'm saying? We've had everybody from politicians to music producers to singers and stuff throughout the last 2 years. You know what I mean? And for season 5, you know what I mean? We're going to a new location. And I want it to be more of a fireside chat, man. We're really going to dig deep. I got some 2 or 3 guests already lined up. It's going to be dope. BJ says, going to comment as I can and might be able to jump on in just a bit. Got all them baby kids running around and trying to get them set up. BJ, boy, he a fool. BJ got them baby kids in. That's all good, man. It's all love. You know what I'm saying? But actually, it's good because I have a nice duality of guests in the green room. Right now, we got 2, but we got a male and a female. So this is actually perfect with some of the topics, So you guys, listen, man, let me just get straight to it. All right. Without further ado, I want my producer to bring in Miss Coco Quarles and my man Antoine Buchanan in this mug. What it do, everybody? Oh, he muted himself. All right, hold on. Unmute yourself real quick. There you go. What's up, Antoine? Oop, he got to do it. There you go. What's up, Antoine?
What's going on, man? How are you?
Man, good. Just chilling. And Miss Coco, what's going on? Oh, you got to unmute yourself. It's all good.
Hey, friend. Hello, everybody.
Man, we're over here chilling, man. Chilling. And look, my lady always told me that ladies first, you know what I'm saying? And, but I would say, you know what I mean? Coco, look, let me tell y'all something about Coco real quick, just a brief thing, you know what I mean? Coco is a mass comm major from the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, the Golden Lions. That's also my alma mater. Yay. And that's where I know her from, man. You know what I'm saying? We came from the same department, man, where mass comm was right there in the middle of theater and the music department. You know what I'm saying? So everybody kicked it. Everybody had dope ideas and we came together on things. We created theatrical plays and shot music videos and documentaries, and I think we even had our own version of MTV Cribs, like UAPB Cribs. We did. Hey, you know what I'm saying? So, Mass Comm is in the building, and I'm just so glad that we connected. You know what I'm saying? I know she had hit me up a few weeks ago, well, longer than that, but she was telling me about the books that she's writing and other things and stuff. Is like, I got to get you on the show, but it won't be particularly for this. I just said we're gonna get you next year. We're gonna make it more exclusive. But I had to get her on here just to kind of warm her up and see how we do things and just show some love. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you, Coco. Anything you want to say? Anybody out there right now? I know you can live right now. What you got to say to the folks?
What's up, everybody? Everybody, hey. Everybody from my hometown or who's logging in to support me, thank you. But everybody that I don't know, what's up? How are y'all? I would love to see y'all in the comments. We need to hear y'all responses too. Hopefully we can have some substance-filled conversation tonight. Nope, don't take offense to what anybody say. Let's just talk like adults, I want to hear what y'all, I want to see how y'all feel, and I want y'all to see how I feel. Overlook if I'm eating, I'm gonna get a little fruit.
Do your thing, man. Like I said, man, this ain't nothing scripted. Do your thing, man. Eat what you eat. Let me go to my boy Antoine Buchanan, whom I just found out, you know what I'm saying? He's a family member of one of our artists, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a small world, you know what I mean? But
Small world.
and with Antoine, man, I go through the feed sometimes, and then I'm looking at his page and stuff, like, man, you know what I'm saying? This dude be talking about some good stuff. Like, how can I get this dude on? You know what I mean? And I just figure, hey, what better way than to get topics, you know what I'm saying, from everybody, you know what I'm saying? And he chimed in on it, man. I'm like, ooh, perfect opportunity. He caught the bait. I gotta get him on the show, you know what I mean? So I do appreciate you coming on the show, man. And why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, man? Anybody you want to shout out that's watching right now?
Man, I'm just a little old country dude from Manchester, Tennessee. Just love what I do. I love people. I love encouraging people. I love advancing people. I just really love people. Like you said, I am family of one of your artists. But I love music. I love to sing. I love to play. I love to write. I just do a little bit of everything. But I'm anxious to kind of dig into the topics tonight and have some healthy dialogue. Just get some different perspectives, and hopefully we can change future generations with some of these ideals and mindsets that we've kind of dealt with over the years. So it'd be interesting to talk about all those things tonight.
Man, and listen, man, listen how you sure you ain't media trained or something like that, man? Bro, just the way he talking, it's about to go down up in here. You know what I'm saying? So look, so we have our guest here. This is actually two, of the six or whatnot. I know a couple of them may be late. Walter, I've given you the link. You told me to do that. I even gave your nephew Isaac the link so he could pop on. So we letting you know, Van Everett. All right. So anyway, we're gonna roll with it, man. Yeah, those are shots fired. You know what I'm saying? BJ checked in, man. You know what I mean? Steve Weaver, he gonna jump in a little bit. He's a little bit late, and I think my boy Robert Allen's gonna hop in from work. So we're just gonna, if they do come in, I may backtrack and get their input to see what's going good. So, all right, you guys. So like I said, I'm gonna continue to start. I'm gonna start with this topic. You know what I mean? So the three topics that we have, y'all, are gender roles, new age slavery, addiction, and recovery. Okay, and what I would like to talk about first is actually gender roles. Gender roles seems to be like this popular topic going on right now. The manosphere has resurfaced on YouTube. You got O'Shea Duke Jackson, you got MTR, you got Kevin Samuels, you know what I'm saying? You got Fresh and Fit and everybody else, chiming in about these gender roles and the man taking their place back in society, or high value this, high value that, or how a family should be, especially within the black community, you know what I'm saying? But overall, I kind of want to get you guys' perspective on gender roles, and to be more specific, and which I'll start with Coco. You know what I mean? First, let me ask, and this is the simplest question ever. I just kind of want you to elaborate. When you hear that title, gender roles, what does that mean to you?
When I hear gender roles, my first thought is male, female, man, woman. What are the roles for a man? What are the roles for a woman? Because we were raised only certain things were for women and certain things were for men. It's gender specific. However, being in society now, how a lot has changed, women work, men don't. I really don't get caught up on what the standards was as far as in the household. Because I hear a lot of people fussing. Um, he don't even work. She's working, taking care of him, but the man is at home taking care of the kids. I don't have a problem with that. That's their household. My household is all I can worry about. Now, if somebody asks me my opinion, I could tell you, well, I would or would not do that. But I think a lot of the confusion came in when we wanted to take away genders. That's where the problem came in, because that's when it came a problem with women are only supposed to do this, men are only supposed to do this. Let people be people. Let every household do what they need to do to function, and that's how it should be in my mind. However, there is a role for men and there is a role for women.
And we're gonna come back to you on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like how you must be an author or something. I think so, right? Okay, just the way you kind of left that there. You know what I mean? So we're gonna skip on up to my man Antoine. All right. So when you hear the term gender roles, what does that mean to you?
Division and equality, and it's weird. Um, the division is, like Coco said, it is the male and female. There is a distinction, which is a positive, but there's also the inequality because there could be a such thing as a dominance, either dominant male or dominant female, and depending on the family structure, that could be a damaging factor. I would say also in gender roles is I think of old 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. That mindset is where even now I'm in my 30s. Even sometimes I have to train my mind from having the mindset of, well, this is just technically what a man is only supposed to do versus what a
I,
man can do.
you said versus what a man can do.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, okay. So, all right, so hold that thought. Let me go back to Coco when you had mentioned. Yes, I think it might have been the last sentence. You said something about the
There is a role for a man.
there's a role for a man, right?
Mhm.
In your words, all right. What do you think in general a man's role is when it comes to man and woman?
The man is the leader. The man is the head. Um, and I don't think we give men that respect. We don't give them the freedom or the ability to lead because women are so independent. Now, I'm not going to blame the women because men ain't being men either. But as a whole, men are supposed to be the leaders. They're supposed to be the head of the house. All the decisions are supposed to come through them. And the house is supposed to be built on their backbone. They don't have to make all the money or make the most money, but they are supposed to be the leader.
Ooh, I heard a ding right there. Somebody must have thought that was pretty dope. Antoine, what do you have to say about that?
Much love. Wait,
I mean,
Antoine, I wrote down that division and equality. That was dope. I can see that division and equality in that
oh,
gender roles.
coming, and I'm going to piggyback off of what Coco said. I was brought up to know that the man is supposed to provide, protect, and be the priest of his home. But I've also learned that that could be in several different capacities. I do have to agree with Coco, but I will say this for men, and then I'll talk about the ladies. But for men, not only are we supposed to lead, but we have to have something to lead. Meaning we have to have a vision, we have to have an insight, a future, or something that we want our family to become or to be or to do. And then when we're finding that woman to fill that role of woman in our life, we find somebody that matches our vision and our plan, to where we want to go, because that's where the children are going to come from. So the gender roles are very specific to what's getting ready to come after you identify what you're supposed to be, who you're supposed to be with, and what you're supposed to do within that confound.
Another ding. And let me put up a comment about BJ. He was actually one of our guests. He's still participating. He said the nuclear family is extinct. The economy and civil/women's movement changed that, and that is a good thing. One thing I don't like though is people attacking what they think is toxic male behavior. Let people be people. I dig that. I dig that. Go ahead, Antoine.
What's meant by male toxic male behavior?
And that's
In
funny
that
because we
regard.
had just talked about that. I think it was, we were talking about toxic masculinity. And every time anytime I bring that up, there are people be like, is that really a thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's toxic masculinity? And, some people had some pretty interesting things, you know what I'm saying, to talk about. But I think what they consider toxic masculinity, I think that was just the negative approach to what they feel a man is supposed to be. I guess we're talking about rage and anger, you know what I'm saying, and not controlling your emotions and acting off an impulse instead of logic and stuff like that. They would consider like toxic masculinity, you know what I mean? Some people even blended it in with, as far as society, what they say society has done has feminized masculinity, and as a conspiracy, you know what I'm saying, and social. But let me hold on, let me read these comments real quick. I don't know why that keeps popping up like that, but my lady said, Coco, I agree with you. Amber Vasquez, she says men are supposed to be protectors in my mind and not leaders. I was brought up survival as a woman, for you and your own when you need to be. And shout out to Miss Vasquez. She's actually engaged. You dig what I'm saying? Shout out to her. Congratulations. Shout out to Trey. Trey Adcock. What's up, my man? Thanks for the fire. You know what I mean? My girl also said, preach Antoine. I hope I spelled your name right. I think you did. Love. Good job. All right. So let me bounce off of what you two guys just said. Now, I'm not coming to you guys as a perfect person. You know what I'm saying? I've had plenty slips and falls of trying to figure out, like, I know what I've been raised to be. You know what I'm saying? My mother taught me a lot of things. My stepfather taught me a lot of things. My father taught me a lot of things. But, as I went out into my own, you feel what I'm saying? I didn't leave those teachings behind, but it's almost like they came back a little later, because there was a time that, I didn't really know how to be, what a man was supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? I hadn't even gotten myself together in a sense. You know what I mean? So therefore, what they would consider toxic masculinity, that might have been me. And there's still some things that I'm shaking off now. You know what I mean? I'm not ashamed to say it. Like, there's a lot of growth that I'm trying to do. What's up, my girl?
Give me some examples of toxic man traits, or what did you just say?
Okay, toxic masculinity.
Yes.
All right, I'll give you an example. Just kind of like what I said here. They say, how they say sometimes between a man and a woman, most women are more emotional, and they'll say most men are logical in certain situations. So as a man, I'll just bring up an example. If there's a situation that requires a man's voice and a man's presence, right? That doesn't really necessarily mean, oh, her, mad, anger, I'm gonna yell, scream, fuss, all that, flex my muscles, show you I'm a man, pull up my guns, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of toxic. Like, I mean, it's a stereotype on how they say a man's supposed to be, but a real man really just uses his brain. He doesn't really get too emotional. You know what I'm saying? He has a nice monotone voice trying to explain some things, which, like I said, I was never, it took me a while to even try to do that. And I'm still working on that because I got a temper problem. I ain't gonna lie. That's part of my toxic masculinity. Like, sometimes I can be emotional. You know what I mean? Like, man, it's the time you're supposed to be logic, and you yelling and screaming and trying to prove a point. Like, bruh, chill out. Because only doing that, I feel, as far as being emotional as a man, and then you're speaking to a woman in an emotional manner, and then y'all just got two emotional things going back and forth like this, and now we just yelling over each other. Who's going to be the one to, to chill out? And I didn't mean to cut you off, Antoine. It seemed like you were going to say something.
No. You straight. You fine.
So that's kind of like, an example, you know what I'm saying, in a way. But here's a topic that I make sure I heard you right, Coco. You said something about gender switches. Am I correct?
No, not gender switches.
Okay.
I don't believe in gender switches.
Okay, so
man or woman.
So let me talk. Good. So this is what I want to ask you, and then I ask Antoine. I'm being ghettos and mugs slurping. Sorry, y'all, I'm thirsty. So anyway, So, all right, so let's talk about this real quick. And like I said, this is really no offense to anyone. As people know, I've had plenty of shows about gender switches and the LGBTQ and all that stuff like that. Like, hey, I love you all, respect you all. You know what I'm saying? Respect you just as a person. There's some things I may not disagree with, but let me bring up a scenario, okay? And answer at your own will. When it comes to same sex, right? Relationships. Let's just start with a woman and a woman. Do you think that it confuses gender roles when someone's trying to run a household in a sense? Do you think that those type of things clash naturally? Let me ask Coco.
Honestly, I don't think it confuses it because it always goes back to the male, female. And even when it's two women, when it's two men, both it's gonna be one that's gonna be more feminine, one that's gonna be the strength. Either way, so it goes back down to the man and the female role. I don't think it necessarily confuses the roles. It might confuse people, but it doesn't confuse the roles. To me, in my mind, there's man and a woman. Who's going to be the protector? Who's going to be the nurturer?
All right, nice way to put it. Antoine, what you think? You got that thinking hand going on.
Yeah, I mean, traditionally, I was brought up, male, female. But again, I have to agree with Coco. It still kind of breaks down to the male, female gender role. Like I said, if you break down the words gender and then roles, either way it goes, no matter what your gender is, there's still a role that you would have to play within a relationship or a confound. But to answer your question, if it would be confusing, I'm going to answer this. It's already confusing. It's confusing from the beginning. If just the male and female part is confused, the male is confused. Where does it? You see what I'm saying? If the male and female has the right mindset, maybe just deal with some of the male to male, female to female interaction in that regard. But when you come to specifically gender role responsibility, or when it comes to relationships or household perspectives, everybody's confused.
I heard the bell on that. So let me see if I can bring some of this all together. So what I guys hear you saying, as far as what you guys agree on, and I like the way you guys break that down. Like, okay, so regardless of the gender, everybody still has a role. So within that role, I figured there would have to be some communication amongst them to be like, well, okay, so wait a minute, here's a stinger question though. Both of you guys were saying in the male female household, and that's traditionally what you've seen, visually as you've grown, right? So would it be safe to say that is it more natural for a male and female to have those gender roles in place?
I think it's natural because it's what we've been taught to
Okay.
become natural. I think honestly, when we go back and even just trace what our parents done what their parents done what their parents done, but each generation something changes. But there's still that foundation of response. Like within my family, is every male in the family. I don't care what you kind of job you have. You got to have a job that supports and takes care of your family. You actually got to go get a 9 to 5, not get a 9 to 5 long enough to support and fund your own entrepreneurship or create your own avenue or lane. It's make sure you have some security, make sure, but that's the role that we play, which now forms a form of dominance within the home. Because now I got to be this type of man for the home to do this type of thing within the home to do, what I'm saying? So now I've got to be that.
I got you on that. And Coco, how do you feel? Do you think that the male female gender roles, do you think it comes more natural than, as you would say, the same sex? What's more natural to you? You feel?
Honestly, I can't say that I think it comes more natural because I've seen kids. He's a little boy and his natural instincts is feminine, or a girl who natural instincts is like masculine, not tomboy. There's a difference, like masculine. Um, So I can't say I think it comes more natural for a man or man, female. I don't know. I don't know. I can't say that I think it comes more natural for a male who believes and lives as a male.
So let me ask y'all this: Do you feel that social media, the media, has been a major influence on gender roles, as far as yeah? And let me ask you this: in what ways, Antoine? Let me ask you.
I'm gonna say yes and no.
Okay.
Because the reason why I say no is because before we even get to a social media standpoint, there's got to be content. Where is the content coming from? Content is still coming from us. That's still being the representatives for that particular content to show, okay, this is what it should or should not be. But I will say yes because this is now the thing. This is the thing that everybody wants to now become. And if I'm now what social media or the media says that I should be, I fit in. And sometimes in these gender roles, it's more about a fit in than a do what's right.
I dig that. And me being a big media guy, sometimes a conspiracy theorist, you know what I mean? I hate to use that slogan. And just from, my opinion too, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I feel that, media is a major influence just like in general. Like, I mean, cause we can micro a lot of things about, oh, how the media influenced this, that, but like, we cannot sit there and deny the fact that the media has had an influences. I mean, as far as let's think about it. Like Jordans, you know what I'm saying? Like if it wasn't for Michael Jordan, Nike wouldn't even be in basketball. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't be, I didn't fight for no Jordans. Matter of fact, I ain't never had a pair of Jordans. But if you have, you know what I'm saying, and starter jackets, y'all remember back in the day, starter jackets, people would kill for those things. You know what I mean? That influence, and even the music, as much as we love music, and I hate to say this, but like, it's an influence. You know what I mean? We can't say that it doesn't influence like us as adults, how we're feeling. They attach to our emotions, to the soundtrack of our life. I mean, I know we've all had moments. We might have sipped a little when we hear our favorite song. I know for women, Fantasia. When it comes, you know what I mean? They don't talk to me. I can see y'all in your cars right now. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the guys. You know what I'm saying? Playing that Big Sean. I don't fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the soundtrack to our lives and whatever we went through. BJ says, goes back to the removal of the male head of household, father from the home. It led to broken homes and whole generations that started at a point. They had to climb out of the hole or stay at the bottom, the exact place those in charge at the time wanted them. And I can kind of agree to that because I feel what you say, defense mechanism traits are what are misconstrued when it comes to feminine and masculine traits. It's the underlining understanding of the individual. Okay, so let me ask y'all this then. Being that it's 2021, you feel what I'm saying? Yes, a lot of roles have changed. In some cases, a woman could be making more than the man, than your traditional man making more than the woman. So if you're in a situation, let me just ask y'all a specific question, all right? And then I think we can probably hit a commercial break here just a little bit. Okay, yeah. All right, so let me ask y'all this question, more specific. And I'll ask Coco. All right, Coco, you know what I'm saying? You in okay, cool. We'll bring him out at the commercial. All right, so Coco, let's just say, you know what I'm saying, you in a relationship with a significant other, you know what I'm saying, and you just and you happen to make more money than this individual. You know what I mean? As a woman, how does that make you feel? Like, do you feel awkward in that case? Do you feel like, I make this amount of money. How is it going to make him feel that I'm more of the breadwinner? Like, will I take away some responsibilities for him because I know that he can't afford that? Like how would you juggle that if you were in a relationship where you were making more money than your man?
I would have the same expectations for him as if he was making the most money. It doesn't change. Me making the most isn't even a topic in our house because he still has the role of being the head. So everything will still go through him. If we dating, that's different because our money is not combined. He doing him and I'm doing me. But if we're married, sorry, I muted it. If we're married, our money is our money, and it goes into the household. So we will never function off. She makes more money. I don't think like that. I make what I make. He make what he make, and we go with it together. That's our family's pot. If that makes any sense.
No,
So
that makes
I
sense.
hope he don't focus on it because I expect the same thing. I expect for him to help pay these bills. I expect for him to pray for me, to lead me. I expect for him to be the father to the kids. If we have kids, I'm running out of time. But it's the same expectations, and my expectations are here. Whether you making 30,000 a year, 100,000 a year, it's still here.
I dig that. Antoine, how do you feel? Let's set up that scenario. Let's just say, you make less than your significant other. You know what I'm saying? How would that make you feel? Does that bother you as a man that your significant other would make more money to you? Does anything change? What goes on in your head? Talk to me.
It doesn't bother me. I'll even flip it around. Is the same thing can be if a man makes more money than a woman. There's still a sense of money is a dominant factor. If I make more, I control more. I'm in more of a position to make more decision, make more of, and that kind of goes back to Coco's point of still understanding not necessarily role but position. Yes, I might be the head, but yet you make more money than me. But if you are the type of person that just spends your money foolishly with no direction of how to manage and budget and look at the home needs, I'm still going to have to lead and direct that. So it doesn't matter how much money you make; it still has to come with position, knowing how to work what's in your home. Married, yes. Single, if y'all just dating, hey, y'all do y'all. You ain't got to know how
I
much money I make if we date.
I dig that. I dig that. My producer just hit me up. Oh, we got some money. Okay, so look, we're gonna bring in. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna forget the commercial right now. That's what he said. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna bring in my guy Darius. Make sure that he's in here real quick, man. Darius, can you hear us? I don't think he pulled him in just yet, or is he muted? Maybe. Hold on for a
Okay,
minute.
yeah, I'm on here.
Oh, you can hear us, Darius?
Yes, sir.
Man, oh, what is the? Oh no, he disappeared. But you can still hear us though, right?
Yeah, can you
Okay,
see
only.
me?
Okay, I see you. I see you. I see you, man. Look at him with the beard popping, bro. I see you, man. What's happening,
Appreciate it.
homie?
I appreciate it,
Man,
man. I'm enjoying the convo.
man, no, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you coming in, man. So, look, man, let me just since you chimed right on in, man, we still in this gender roles, man. Let me combine these questions, and then I'll let you have the floor on as far as how you're gonna elaborate with this, man. So, how am I gonna combine this? I'll do it like this. So we're talking about gender roles, right?
Right.
And it's 2021. It's not the 1950s, 40s anymore. Where the man is the breadwinner. He's, of course, biblically, as far as Christianity and what I feel should be in general, you know what I mean? Like the man is the head of the household, you know what I'm saying? He's supposed to be the leader, the protector, the provider. But in some cases, now in these days, we have it where a lot of women can provide, well, tangibly or monetarily than a lot of men here. And let me ask you this question. It's kind of like a two in one. One, do you feel that social media influence, entertainment, music, cartoon shows, and all that, something my lady mentioned up in there, do you feel that it has an influence on gender roles? And to add on to it, if your significant other was making more money than you, would that bother you? How would you deal with something like that? What does that do for you?
So as far as social media having influence, I would say yes for sure. I mean, I think social media influences most of our lives, and that's not an exception. And as far as my lady making more, I would be good with it. I mean, it's not my situation now, but I would be good with it if it works. If it works for us, I do think I can't rely on that. Meaning, if my lady's making more and something happened as a man, I shouldn't be comfortable with. Well, you've been making more, so I expect you to kind of get to that point again. I think that's when the man steps up and takes that leadership role again in that way of being able to step up in a time of need. But that goes both ways. That could be all throughout the relationship. You know, the longer you in that relationship, the longer you guys may have to swap roles, if you want to call it that, or swap duties, I would say, throughout that. I mean, it's a team if we're talking about marriage.
I just heard the ding. You know what I'm saying? Just heard the ding, man. And let me catch up with some of these comments. Amber said, "Yes, I don't feel right saying like a man. I don't want to do it with the flair, you know. Yeah, all right, but I get it.
Yes.
There you go. I get it, but I've been in situations with certain ones on both sides where it's vice versa. It's the understanding because people have a boiling point, and in the wrong relationships or time in the relationships, people that bring up money in a relationship with your loved one is a sour apple that will never be fresh. I feel you. I feel you on that. I'm gonna get back to that. BJ says, with all this said, is alimony sexist? If a couple splits, women have every chance to make as much or more for the home. Oh gosh, he threw a dart. He threw a dart. And let me keep that up there. I'm just gonna read my boy Odell. He said, Royce, a 400-meter legend. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for that. I love that. BJ, I'm gonna say that again. This will be a question for you guys. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna swing it to Antoine or whatever, and we're gonna go to Christine, and then we're gonna go to my guy to the question where we at. Okay, so with all this said, all right, Antoine, with all this said, is alimony sexist if a couple splits? He says women have every chance to make as much as more for the home. What's your intake on that?
I don't think it is. I think it has sometimes its favoritism, but as far as sexist, no. Because I have seen to where women did make more money than men and they had to fork out alimony. I've seen the same on vice versa where men have made more money and they've had to fork out alimony. So I don't think it's a sexist thing. I think it's more of really what boils down to it. What comes down to the home was alimony. Should have alimony even been a thought process or even a construct? But at the end of the day, I don't think it's sexist.
Okay, all right, Coco, what you think?
I don't think it's sexist. I don't. It's both parties can leave with more than what they came, but that's the commitment. Like when you go in together, yours is mine and mine is yours. You decide to do something different after we've been together 50 years, then yeah, bro, leave me half or six.
Oh, she said half. You know, Drake said, you ain't with me sitting at the gym. Like, hold on for a minute. Hold on. She said, give her half. And you know what I'm saying? That's what the, that's what the time spent and the work put in, the love, the emotional support, all of that. I think she might have froze off, but she'll come back in just a minute. Let me ask my guy, Darius. Darius, you still there with us? Oh, you got to press that mute button.
Oh, sorry about
all
that.
right,
Yeah, sorry
cool.
about that.
Yeah, so with all this said, is alimony sexist?
I don't think so either. I think it's not. Like I said, I understand the same thing that the other gentleman said, which is I've seen it happen both ways. And I think going into it, depending on how you go into it, may depend on the outcome of who's actually going to get what at the end of the day. And also, of course, what state you're in and all that good stuff. So I don't think it is.
I dig it. And you know, it's funny. I was talking to my lady about this too, you know what I'm saying? And we were talking about alimony, you know what I'm saying, and prenuptials and stuff like that. And we see you, Coco. We're gonna slide you back in. Yeah, I mean, you know, I signed the lyrics too, you know what I'm saying, when Drake was, you know, Rick Ross, and you talk about, you know, Kobe this, you know, she wasn't shooting at the gym. And you know, it sounded good for a moment, but then when you thought about it, it's like, yo, you know, of course she wasn't there shooting at the gym. Like, she's not the one with the basketball talent. Like, duh, we get that. But I mean, what did you marry her for then? You feel what I'm saying? And you have to, I feel a woman has to be a man's piece. And mental health is definitely is something that you need to really take seriously, especially in the world of sports and entertainment and celebrity and flashing cameras and temptation and scandals and stuff like that. You need a strong person to hold you down and defend you, you know what I'm saying, when it's called for, you know what I mean? I don't think people realize how important that is. You feel what I'm saying? And like I said, I ain't always think like that either. These are things that I'm slowly learning myself, because sometimes we men can have these egos, you know what I mean? About, oh, we did this ourselves. We don't need no help. We did that. So what did you do besides just, you know, just take all the money, blase, blase. But let me start rambling and let me go to this comment. Let's go to, and so Amber says, so my question is, as it goes for myself, can a safety net, aka or plan B, mean that you don't believe or trust eternity in your relationship? Ooh, Antoine.
I think that's a very good question. I believe male and female be secure first with self. First with self, meaning I'm the type of person is that I don't believe that a woman should rely on a man for everything. I don't believe that a woman should rely on everything for a man financially, mentally, emotionally. There's some things that she needs to have foundations for herself, secured for herself, not as a plan B, just as something that she just definitely needs. Because what happens in 20 years if that man decides to pass away? Is she financially secure? Can she make her own provision, her own way, yet and still after that? Or she's going to need another man to come in and take care of what she never did. So she's always going to need that security just for herself to say, even if I do have a man, if I don't have a man, I can still not just survive. I don't just can't just exist, but I can still live. I can still maneuver. So whether it's a plan B, however you want to look at it, I think every woman, not just man, but I think every woman needs to have the same foundations as considered a male would. Have you some security financially, emotionally, so that you're not so dependent on that man to be there.
Got you.
I
Got you. So let's
agree. Can I
switch over. Go
chime
ahead.
in?
No, do your thing. That's what it's all about.
Hey,
Y'all
Odell.
timing it just
He was
right.
in the bluff. He
What
was
up, Odell?
smart. But thank you, Amber, because she's been very active. When she wrote that
Yeah.
comment, I took it as if she was saying a plan B, like I'm gonna marry him, I'm gonna marry Mike, but I'm gonna keep John back here just in case this don't work. Yes, if you got a plan B, that means you don't trust your main to be with you forever. So you really shouldn't be committing forever because you don't believe it with him. And that's what I think. You get it, Amber? That's what I'm saying.
Okay. My man Darius, man, let me hop over to you. Just to answer a question. Do you think what was that question, boy? She's doing good. All right. Can a safety net, aka plan B, mean that you don't believe or trust eternity in your relationship? He gotta unmute himself. It's okay. Hold on.
I got you right. Sorry,
There you
bro.
go. You good, brother?
So I think sometimes a certain person may have an intention for a plan B, but I think it's going to be different for different people. What I mean by that is, my lady may have a plan B, but it may be for that reason, as I think his name is Antoine said it. Somebody else may have a plan B in their relationship, and it may be for another reason, which is they're not really sure about the relationship. So I think by itself, I think it's fine to have it. I think it's okay. I would be good with it, but I think it's just in different situations that plan B doesn't look the same.
Okay. And you know what? If I may, chime in, saying y'all doing so good, man. Y'all making it easy for me right now. She's like, can a safety net or plan B mean that you don't believe or trust eternity in your relationship? And like, I think that's a tough question, because it's like, I mean, there's so many factors to put into play, when it comes to that. Well, when you're saying, okay, let me take that back, because I'm thinking plan B in two different ways. I'm thinking plan B is like no kids, you know what I'm saying? Or, okay, my bad. That's what my mind was on the whole time. I'm like, oh.
But you might be able to go in that direction too, because that may be another factor in that as well. So you might not be too far off. But
yeah, because in some cases you'd be like, you know what I'm saying? Well, wait a minute. You're like, how you get pregnant with this one and not pregnant with me, or vice versa? Or like, is it me? You don't want to have a child with me? Is that what it is? Like, you think you can come out with a big head? What's up? Like, but okay. So if we're going back that other way, I think that means that you don't believe or trust eternity in your relationship. Because I mean, even for me, to keep it real, like, I have lived a lot of life, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, there were things that I was so afraid to commit to that I always made sure that I was like, just in case, like, I fail this, you know what I'm saying? I got this to lean on, you know what I'm saying? But then you can't really fully give yourself 100%, you know what I'm saying, to that person, which I always felt like, hey, you know what I'm saying? If you're in a situation where you are with nobody, take that time to get to know yourself 100% and know what you want in your life. Therefore, when it's in front of you, you have no question on what that is. Like, oh, that's it. That's what I want. There ain't no plan B. What you mean? You know what I mean? Like, there might be a plan B when we get together if it's an emergency or something like that. But I dig it. So I saw my producer. Let me read Odell's thing real quick. He said, I personally believe that a prenup is just a parameter for an easy breakup. But if you need it, then maybe you shouldn't be getting married. The skepticism should be keeping you from committing to that level. Okay, so Amber, I see, okay, y'all talking amongst each other. Okay, so you guys, if you guys can just stick on the screen for a minute, my producer just hit me. We're gonna go for a commercial. It's gonna be about a minute and a half. If y'all can just sit tight in between time, please continue to share. Thank you guys for the donations that you've been giving thus far. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna hit a short commercial break. In that meantime, keep sharing, keep staying involved. This is a great topic. I appreciate y'all coming on. We're gonna be back with 2 more interesting topics. You dig? So y'all stay tuned. It's your boy Royce the Voice. Orange Click, Orange Leader. Shout out to K-Team. Speak your thoughts or lose your mind. We're going to be right back after these messages. Sit tight.
In the beginning, my product was not for sale at all. It was really for my son's eczema. I tried everything that the commercial world had to offer, and nothing tended to his needs. I took it upon myself to create something of my own. I finally had the right antidote. I found out it not only worked for my son's skin, it worked for his hair as well. I started to experiment more and made several products for skin and hair care with all homegrown natural ingredients to give you the healthy look you deserve. Remember, healthy hair and skin isn't a trend, it's a rule.
No matter how my life is broken up, God still brings it back together.
I can't stop her. I've been there.
When he first came, he was like a ball of fire. He was rolling over here and rolling over there.
He gave a sermon, blew me away.
But God, if you ever ask her who sent you, you tell them.
I'm a strong believer in you have to be able to have done something in order to tell me how not to do it. Coming out of the military, I wasn't a good person at all.
I gotta get away from this.
I got out there to where I couldn't get back.
He's doing some stupid stuff.
If I had to do it all over again, I guess I could say I would because I didn't know any better then.
The worst thing that we think is happening in our life could be the best thing for a transition in your life. I didn't realize what type of brother I had. My brother is probably turning over in his grave and doing backflips. I found myself. It got me to that point where I knew that I had something to live for and a legacy to live for. My brother's probably like, wow, that's my little brother.
What up, everybody? It's your boy, Royce the Voice, Orange Click, Orange Leader. Shout out to K-Team. Speak your thoughts or lose your mind. And welcome back. I see, more people just loaded on and stuff like that, man. That means that y'all watching. Hey, just let me give a quick shout out to the promos that y'all just saw. First of all, it was shot by us. You know what I'm saying? Everything you see on that camera was shot by us. You know what I mean? Black owned and homegrown. You know what I'm saying? Clap, clap. If you hear me, Shout out to Jay's Butter. You know what I'm saying? That's my baby. That's my lady, man. Y'all wonder why my face is so shiny. You know, no bruises, no bumps, and all that. It's all gone away, and my hair's been filling in. That was Jay's Butter. You know what I'm saying? That's the King collection for Jay's Butter. But for the ladies, you know what I'm saying? We got the 3-in-1, you know, body wash. We got the flaxseed and elixir. I'm learning a lot of this stuff to you women. Women, if you need your edges back, I promise you, it's gonna grow edges back. It's gonna grow eyebrows back. I'm not joking. But she really did this. She really made this product naturally. Like, I hardly see her go to the store to get these products. You know what I'm saying? So she really made them for her son. In the beginning, it was just for her son, and it cleared up his eczema and stuff, and then found out it started growing everything else. So she put more research into it, decided to be an entrepreneur with it. You dig what I'm saying? As y'all see those lovely pictures there, you know what I mean? There goes the 3-in-1 formula, what I use in my hair, face, and body. Listen, y'all, I don't put no grease in my head at all. I just put that butter in my hair, in my beard, on my face, my skin. That it's everything. Like, I'm not lying to y'all. Like, I'm not saying this because she's my girl, because I was getting this before she was my girl. You feel what I'm saying? Real talk. So this ain't no biased thing. You know what I mean? This is a good product. She's got some bundle prices going on. And then right now, I think she's pending some, you know what I'm saying? Oh, look at that dude right there, man. She put me on there at the King Skin. Y'all see it glowing right there. You know what I mean? The beard flourishing. Thanks to Jay's Butter. I think she's going to be pending some other sales later on in here in the next few weeks. So make sure y'all stay tuned on jaysbutter.com. That next promo y'all saw, it's another documentary we filmed about 4 some odd years ago. That's our bishop, pastor, Jimmy L. Tyson. You know what I'm saying? The guy has a wonderful story. He has a new church now. It's called The Gathering Place in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. We go there on the regular, and I'm telling you, it's just a down home, you know, kick your feet up church. You know what I'm saying? None of that. You just come as you are, and we talk real stuff. You know what I mean? Like, just real stuff. It's not uptight. It's not like all this, you know, traditional stuff. Like, we really talk to you like you a homie from the block, and those are the kind of people you want, the homies from the block. You know, that last documentary y'all saw was Maze. That stands for Music, Art, Unity, Zeal, and Excellence. It is a clothing apparel. He's got shoes. You know what I'm saying? This is guy. He's gonna be the next Master P when it comes to all this, man. We've been working with him about 4 or 5 years. He's worked with our artists. Y'all make sure y'all check out that MazeElite.com or MazeWorld.com. Y'all can find him on all social sites, man. Shout out to my boy Mikhail Lyles. You know what I mean? And so now we're back to the show. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Please continue to bring the stars in and all that. Thank y'all for supporting the show. This is the last show of the season, and the intro, it's called The People's Choice, and I don't mean that for me. I'm in that for y'all, because it was y'all's choice to come up with these topics, and we have some of our fellow brethren and sisterin, you know what I'm saying, that have been chiming in, and I appreciate them for still hanging on. And we're gonna loop back around, you know what I'm saying, and try to close out on this gender role type thing. I kind of want to give everybody just kind of like their little conclusion to wrap this all up as far as gender roles before we go to our next topic. You feel what I'm saying? So, Antoine, is there anything that you want to say to kind of tie up any loose ends, something that you may have forgot to talk about, or that you want to add to this particular subject?
Yeah, I just reiterate, just break down the word gender roles. Don't look at it as, you know, well, something I have to do. I think it was a person that commented, said it's something that's always evolving. And I do believe it's something that is evolving, not just necessarily who is supposed to be who, but necessarily who does what. And if it's best for the house, do what's best for your home, man. Don't worry about what social media or other media sites or what grandmama and them said that you shouldn't do. If it works for your house, let it work for your house, man.
That's enough said what he said. Let me look at this comment here. My lady said, I would comment, but for some reason, I'm still a Facebook user, not my profile. Thank you for this shout out. Yeah, I mean, I know it's you now. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the second time it's done that. We're going to have to figure out, you know what I mean? Maybe Facebook hating, you know what I mean? I don't know what's going on. You feel me? But we see you, baby. So if y'all see that Facebook user, that is my lady, and that is the owner of jaysbutter.com, which I was speaking of. Her name is Jamie Moorhead. Y'all make sure y'all check her out, Jamie Moorhead, or jaysbutter.com. It'll link right back to her. You feel me? So, Mr. Darius, is anything that you want to add to this particular subject? Anything that you missed out on that you want to add to, or just to close it all up before we go to the next?
I just say that gender roles, that old school mentality. I mean, that's listening to that outside influence, trying to stick to that. I mean, that'll have you single, where you ain't got to worry about the gender role. So, do what's best for your household.
There you go, short and sweet. Do what's best for the household. And all right, last but not least, Coco, What you got to say to kind of tie this particular subject up?
It boils down to the gender and the role. Each gender has roles, but then too, don't be limited in the roles that have been set. You do got to do what's right for your household, for your life, for your family. So that word gender, I just refuse to erase it. I refuse to let it go non-existence. It's here for a reason. So I like to focus on gender, but everybody can do your own will in your roles, if that makes sense. I know I talk in circles sometimes, y'all, but focus on the gender and everybody create your own role. What works for you, what works for y'all. And don't worry about what anybody else got to say.
Boom, and you heard that. Shout out to Johnny Lovett, you know what I'm saying? Also an extension of our team, you know, the manager of the two artists that I was speaking of, Antoine, you know what I'm saying? Johnny, you might know Johnny Lovett. Johnny, he manages Marcus Pendleton and Roxo. And just in the group chat, yes, Mariah Bev, if you're still listening, yes, we're still on, you know what I'm saying? And actually a couple of other guys just chatted too. They won't be able to make it, you know what I'm saying, due to some emergencies. So we're praying for you guys and what's going on there, man, for whatever's happening. But thank you guys for still, you know what I'm saying, participating. Thank you guys for still coming up with those topics. You dig what I'm saying? So, Miss Bev, yes, we are still on. So the link is in that group chat right there that we got sent. So, you know, just pop in anytime, but we gonna head back to a new subject. All right. So what I believe, what I want to go through, this might be a little, you know, I'm gonna save, hey Josh, I'm gonna save NAS for last. I'm gonna go to A&R. All right. If you got the lingo. So I want to talk about addiction and recovery. All right. So when a lot of people, and once again, these are the people's topics, you dig what I'm saying? And something I feel like a lot of people can relate to. So what I was telling Antoine and Coco in the green room, Darius, was, you know, as far as addiction, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be about drugs. You know what I'm saying? We have been addicts of something, you know, and I would like for you guys to briefly speak on any addictions that you may have had, that you still have, and if you don't have it anymore, what did you do to overcome that addiction? Who wants to go first? Don't be shy.
Y'all know me. Y'all know me. I don't mind. I'll
Hit it up, Antoine. What you got?
like you said, addictions are not just only drug or alcohol. While you were talking, one addiction that I had, and I had to face and I had to realize this, I was addicted to being rejected. That sounds weird because nobody thinks that, okay, well, you be addicted, but when that's what you've been feeding off of, that's what you've been accustomed to hearing, that's what you've been accustomed to living around, that's what when you didn't have that rejection, anything positive or anything accepted made you shun it away, made me shun it away, so I got addicted to being treated bad. I got addicted to being misused, mishandled. So when I realized is that, you know, there was a part of me that was broken and I was addicted to that, I needed, you know, to recover. I had to pull myself away. So I don't think a lot of people understand, you know, the whole process. You know, hey, as a man, I've been addicted to pornography. I've been addicted to, you know, smoking, drinking. I mean, the whole nine. But the one that really stuck out to me is I've been addicted to being treated bad.
Bro, and if I must, before I go down to, and I can actually relate to you with that. You know what I'm saying, guys? So yeah, you know, I've done drugs in my past. You know, not too hard of them. You know what I'm saying? I've had my drinking days and stuff like that, my little popping pill days and all that. But I can agree with you on that. And I'm gonna tell you how close I am to the addiction that you're talking about. So, I was, not to be let down, but in a way, I was addicted to negative energy, like the drama, like the woe is me, You know what I'm saying? Like, why is this always happening to me? And so when something happens good, I don't really know how to receive it. I don't know how to take it. You know, I'm almost too humble. Like somebody tell me, man, you did a good job in that game, man. You scored 25 points. Yeah. Yeah, you know, when I had 2 turnovers, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I got blocked twice and, you know, I mean, it's all right. You know what I mean? I guess, like, in some ways, I'm still that way. Like, some people tell me, you got to stop being too humble. Like, sometimes you have to, you know, receive that positivity people are giving you because, well, that's the reason why they give it to you, to encourage you to keep doing what you're inspiring them to do. You know, I still deal with that. I still deal with the I can't get anything right, but if anything is right, I'm trying to find a reason why it can be wrong, and so therefore I never push myself to that limit. You know, bro, I know what you mean, my guy. Like, I feel you in that, and I'm right there with you. Now, what I'm doing to get over it, to be honest with you, I haven't been doing it by myself. You know, I have to. I know I've been shouting on my lady a lot, y'all, but like, she's really has, you know, been a rock for me, especially mentally. You know, I think it's good to have a partner, rather, you know, friend, you know what I'm saying, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever you want, wherever you want to swing, but like somebody that's going to be in your corner to help you realize the person you are and how much of a positive effect you have on other people. You know what I'm saying? I think that's necessary to have people like that in your life. And on top of that, you know, I'm learning more and more on the spiritual side. It's just like, man, you need God too. You know, you need those scriptures, stuff that I'm still learning, that I've been so traditionally attached to, that I'm trying to dive in and understand, okay, well, what do these scriptures mean? How can these lead me to, you know, the positive energy that I need, and stop being so down on myself all the time? Because there's got to be a reason. People are looking at you the opposite way that you feel about yourself. Shouldn't that make you think, wait a minute, what do y'all see? You know what I mean? So let me stop blabbing and let me roll down to my guy Darius, man. What are some addictions that you have had that you have got over or may still be going through?
Yeah, I was trying to think of something that outside the box of addiction that we would typically think of. I'm sure that's something. As a conversation go on, maybe I can pull from something and provide something. Right now, I can't think of anything that kind of stands out at this time.
Okay, no problem. We're gonna roll back on it, man. So I see your brain bubbling, Coco. Talk to us, man. What have you been dealing with, and what have you got over, and how did you do it?
Honestly, I'm not just saying this. I don't know of an addiction that I've had. I'll say the last couple of years I've been dealing with you know, what is the word when I expect the worst. So I'm dealing with that. And it not because people just do me wrong, but because I see a lot of wrong done and I don't like how people move now. Whenever I am in a situation, I'm always expecting the worst. And you know that like that will block your own blessings because I'm automatically putting that wall up where I won't let anything new come in. I only stick to what's familiar, what I know. So I guess I'm dealing with that now. How am I working on it? I'm working on me because every addiction goes back to that person. Not what you're going through, not what you done been through, not what they said, not what they did. It goes back to you. So I'm always pouring into me. Mental health is big to me. I'm big on mental health. And my foundation is God. I can't stray away from him because when I do, everything goes left. I go left. I'm not me. So being, I would like to say, a spiritually grounded people who know me, I always go back to the word. I always go back to relationship with God and with myself because it goes down to me. So as far as trying to accept people for who they are and not my expectations of what they should be, I'm dealing with that now. Anybody got some suggestions? Anybody can help me because it's real at work, at church, in my sorority, like everywhere. I'm like, she ain't no real Christian because why she moving like that? Why she acting like that? She ain't no good supervisor because why she doing? And I got to work on that because some people are just who they are. They can't be who I expect them to be. I got to allow them to be who they are. So who can help me? Anybody?
Oh, y'all
Somebody?
hear it. Everybody in the comments, y'all hear. My lady says, she said, the transparency in this show is amazing. Woo, Lord, Coco, that is me. That is me. And BJ said he was addicted to the chase of a new relationship. It was the hunt for me. I was like a dog jumping up and down for someone to throw a ball. Hey, I didn't recover from that till I realized the hurt I was causing to others. See, bro, like y'all naming out a lot of mine too, bro. I can relate to that too. You know, addicted to chasing something new. I didn't give myself time in between time, you know what I mean, to work on mine. That was some bars. I didn't know that. It was cheesy, but they were still bars. I don't care what y'all say. You know what I mean? But Amber said, to make my family or people happy and everything they want is a new addiction, no matter the cost. It went from partying hard to numb myself and using that as a defense mechanism to excuse my actions, to using everything I have to make others comfortable or happy. Golly, see, y'all speaking for me too. That's real. You feel that, Antoine? I see that. I see the bite,
Oh,
the
so I'm
lip
just the
bite.
mean and selfish one because I don't really care about making people happy. That's how y'all gonna leave me out here? Y'all gonna do me like that? Okay. I see Antoine. I see y'all. Okay.
Oh shoot!
Definitely not gonna leave you out. Definitely not gonna leave you out there. Just with that, and me and Amber actually we go way back, but I can really kind of self-identify with that. Is, you know, that is an addiction. I don't think that most really realize is, I'm always the people pleaser. The addiction to people please. My life is always making sure somebody else is smiling, even if I'm miserable. Making sure somebody else is happy, making sure somebody else is perfected. Their show, their event, their things. I'm always the one that's helping to make sure they are, but it's killing me. It's costing me. I'm spending all the money, the gas money, the money to support, the time to support, do all these things, and I'm always doing what others make me happy, and then I find myself in a place to where my addiction or my dependency now has become something else, but my addiction really was people pleasing.
Oh my gosh! Like, yo, this is good. Nah, I mean, I ain't even faking it though. I'm taking all this like to heart because I feel like that y'all all are speaking to me. You know what I'm saying? And Darius, has anything kind of hit your mind or anything like that, man? Like, talk to us, my brother.
Yeah, I think that last thing that Antoine said is I definitely got a touch of that people pleasing. I think for me, I guess that may have been an addiction, but I think the recovery for me, honestly, was just having getting to the point of not having much more to give, not much energy to put towards pleasing anymore. And then in that moment of quietness of not pleasing, I realized priorities priorities for me. I had to put things in order of who I wanted to please. What benefit was it? Not so much for me because I'm always giving when I can, but I really put things in perspective in that moment of clarity. So definitely touched on that for sure, man. Like I said, that's my recovery for sure. I think I just ran into that wall.
I
Yeah.
think that's
Go
why it's
ahead.
important. It's so important for us to spend time alone.
Hmm.
Like just cut everything and everybody off because when you're by yourself, you refill like times 100 just by being alone. You can hear your thoughts, you can feel your heart, you know what's going on, and then you can see what's out of line. Then you can identify them people who just they're sucking life out of you because you slow down and you be like, wait a minute, he ain't doing that for me. He ain't never done. We've been friends for 20 years and I'm always taking spend time alone. Like it's okay to be selfish because we have to protect us. You can't give a lot if you're running on empty. It makes us angry, makes us frustrated. Then we have conflicts in our relationships because people be like, dang, why you snapping? It's not that you upset with them, you tired, your energy is gone. So I always tell people, hey, you need to spend time with you. Spend time with you so
I
that you
I
can feel
agree.
you so that you can help others, the ones that need it. Go ahead, Antoine.
I mean, no, I was saying I agree. Something that just came to me while I was sitting here is that, um, addictions, I think, sometimes are not as hard to identify, but I think sometimes the hardest thing to deal with is recovery. Um, My wife says a lot of times, and she gets on to me and says, sometimes is the place that you broke me, I can't heal from that place. So sometimes I have to move from that position, that place, whether it be mentally, whether it be physically, whether it be spiritually, whether it be emotionally, in order to put myself in a place to where I can recover the way that I need to. I've had situations where I didn't fully recover in the way I needed to because I was still trying to recover the way that others thought I should. Say, for instance, if I had an alcoholic issue, if I was an alcoholic and I had another family who was an alcoholic, well, the way that they recovered wasn't the way I needed to recover. The way that they recovered sent me into an even bigger drinking binge. So I think it's something too, is not only just figuring out that we are addicted to something, is understanding our recovery process and giving grace to other people that our recovery process is different per individual. What you might have to go through to recover may be different, but don't judge me because my recovery ain't yours.
Ooh, I feel like I'm in a therapy session.
Or the
Like
time of recovery.
yeah, check me. Yeah, this is great, y'all. Look, what we got here? Lord have mercy, Antoine, me too. I want all my money and time back. My lady said. She also said that's the hardest part, finding out who and what to prioritize, especially in the beginning. BJ says everyone needs to be happy with the person they are before they try to make someone else happy. And what I've seen all together, just with everything that, you know, what you guys have said, kind of, it seemed like we all had it all kind of went back to this pleasing other people. You know what I'm saying? Like worrying about other people before you worry about yourself, so to speak. Y'all know what I'm saying? I think someone, let me see who else that. Everyone, let me try to read it out. I didn't want to miss nobody. I've seen people suffer, please other. It is sad. Yes, transparent. Okay, all right. Oh, okay. Amber, she did say, our walls are good until we run into them or ourselves. Man, y'all coming up with these bars, needs versus want. You should want someone and not ever need someone. Y'all, I'm about to write a song with this, man. So look, for me, I would say, you know, to kind of top this thing off with the addiction, you know what I mean? Like, first, I think it's very interesting that I'm glad that we come from different perspectives. Like most people, when they saw the addiction thing, they were thinking, oh, you know, drugs and stuff like that, and you know, drinking and all that jazz. But really, you know, we have to see that word addiction is an umbrella to a plethora of things that a lot of people may not talk about. It's a taboo situation. You know, we have my guy Antoine, you know, mentioned about, you know, pleasing other people, and you know, he was talking about, you know, pornography and all that stuff like that. True, I too, like that's I'm not sitting there going to sit there and just tell you that I've completely got away with that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not like what it used to be, but let me tell you, like, that's probably one of the most things that I've been dealing with when it comes to that. You know what I mean? And the more that I try to work through that, the more I'm kind of realizing that, you know, there's some insecurities within myself. And, you know, I try to seek validation through entities that don't even know who I am, you know, so therefore I'm clouding my mind with something that I'll never have and something that it will never be. So therefore I'm holding anybody else accountable and responsible to be the imaginary vision that I have when I look at pornography. You know what I'm saying? Or if I'm addicted to any type of drugs or something like that, like when you're looking, when you're trying to, you know, recover from that, you know, for me, I just felt like one thing that I believe that Coco did mention, God has to be the center in that situation. I mean, I don't know about anybody who they believe in or whatnot, but you know, I've witnessed a lot of things to where that when you leave God out of certain situations, you can definitely see the difference when he is in the situation. That's real talk. You know what I'm saying? Preach, babe, speak your truth. Yep. Need versus want. You should want someone and not ever need someone. So, what I would like to say, you know, on this addiction and recovery, anybody that's going through something, whether it's drugs or whether it's alcohol, you know, I think it all boils down, if you guys agree, I think it really boils down to how you feel about yourself first. Like, have you guys ever just looked in the mirror and you know you probably messed up or something with it? Have you guys ever just looked in the mirror and just tell yourself like, yo, you effed up. Like, you effed up. Like, this was your fault. And it's weird though, right? Because when you look It's different when somebody say, "Oh, you messed up." Say you messed up, and you look at them, you tell them, "Look, I'm sorry, I messed up." It's a different feeling when you look in the mirror, Darius, Antoine, Coco. When you look in the mirror, and the only person looking at you is you looking at you. You looking at me, looking at you, looking at me, looking at you, and I'm seeing my expressions. I can't hide from it. You know what I'm saying? I know what I'm thinking when I'm trying to hide from it. You can't run from yourself. The only way you can run from yourself is when you die. But probably even that, your spiritual side will be like, nigga, I'm still here. You didn't deal with me in the life before. Now you got to deal with me in the afterlife. You know what I'm saying? But that's one of the hardest things to do. And those are things I'm not coming to you guys healed. You know what I'm saying? I'm just coming to you guys revealed. Like, it has been revealed, and now I need to what's the word in church, you know, is to renew and rebuild. It's revealed, and it's time to renew and rebuild. You dig what I'm saying? BJ says pornography, like most mainstream media, is toxic because it gives you false ideas of what relationships are in real life. Bruh, you ain't never been no realer than that, my guy. That's true. You know what I'm saying? So we're about an hour and go ahead. Yeah, do your thing, please. Yes, I like this.
Society has us all addicted to attention. People attention seek all the time. It drives me crazy. So I log off of Facebook sometimes because I have to just clear my mind, because people, you don't even post to say or do anything worth posting, but you post to get likes, and they're basing their life on their likes. So if they don't get a certain amount of likes, they feel like they're not worthy. It's toxic. That's toxic. And I think everybody, or not everybody, a lot of people, too many bodies, are addicted to attention from social media.
And the dean goes in. You feel that?
I agree right there.
Darius, you feel that? Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, I felt that.
Oh boy, the energy is in the air.
I say even another addiction too, and the people that really know me, they know I'm avid in the church community. But I'm gonna say this: that some people are even addicted to church. They're addicted to
Josh, where the bombs at?
Maybe not necessarily just church, but religion. They are addicted to theology, to where there's no relationship, where they can't relate with people. They can't get down with people on their level to at least minister and love on them. But they're addicted to rituals and traditions within the church that keep people in bondage, but they don't ever change anything. So when we talk about addictions, and if we really want to get down to it, there's several addictions that have been rooted, even down when it comes to the next topic, but even when it comes down to the previous topic, gender roles. When it comes down to what my addiction is, when it comes down to self-esteem, loving myself, and all these things, what we're addicted to, I've been there. I've been addicted to church so much that I've ruined relationships, where I felt like I ruined relationships with my children because I was forcing what I thought God should be, or what I knew church was to be, to the point that sometimes my kids be like, "Daddy, I don't even want to go to church today because you done churched me out already."
Ooh, bars. Yo,
because of my addiction.
You hit another one. Like, you're right. You're right. Oh my gosh. Like, and this can go. Why did this have to be the last show? Why did it have to be the last show to you? You know what I'm saying? And Amber said, yes, I do a lot more at my age than I did when I used to blame folks until I took accountability for everything of myself. And yes, ma'am, I don't have notifications set up on my phone, and people be getting mad when I don't know what they are saying. You know what I'm saying? BJ, you silly. You got my people laughing. He said the pornography, that can be a whole show. Half naked people and the simps who follow them on social media. You know what I'm saying? Preach, don't make him hop on here. Look, BJ boy, he's double timing it, man. He's on parent duty right now, handling his business. But you know, I appreciate him chiming in, man, and everybody else chiming in. What I want everybody to do right now before we get to this last subject, man, as simple as that. If you're watching this right now, you know what I'm saying, you can donate stars on the Royce's Rant page, 1 cent, 50 cent, $1, $2, man. It goes directly to this program that we use to keep this running. You dig what I'm saying? And also, what really helps us put on the algorithm, you know what I'm saying? If people are watching this right now on your phone, on your computer, just tap that like button, laugh. I don't care if you put a mad, whatever them emojis are right there. And when you're watching it live, just tap that, take that, do that ditty on them. You know what I'm saying? Let them know that our algorithm is up. So when people get on the page, if they're any one of our friends, they will see that on your page and they will click on to see what are we talking about right now? You dig what I'm saying? So we're about an hour and 23 minutes in. This is probably the longest show we've had this year. You know what I'm saying? Because we've had guests and we have like segmented time. But, you know, I kind of wanted to let loose a little bit on this and kind of, you know, freestyle the talking points a little bit. And I want to go on to this next subject. And I think that's the message for Jamie. But the next subject, man, and this one actually kind of ties in with what we were talking about when it came to addiction. You know what I'm saying? And this next subject that I want to talk about, I want you guys input in, is New Age slavery. All right. And so before we begin, my segue to this is now, you know, we all have heard, you know, and have learned as much as we could, or what was told to us, or what the truth really is, you know, about the physical slavery, you know, that some of our ancestors went through, the building of America. You know, we know the stories, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, we can agree to disagree on what happened and what didn't, but we know something was there. We know that there was discrimination and racism and physical slavery to help build this nation. And as we progress into a new age, and now we're in the 21st century, and all this technology is around, and shoot, kids don't even really go outside no more. You know what I mean? You guys are like, you cut from a different cloth. Y'all may make the kids go outside, but like, you know, the majority, you don't really hear too many kids talking about going outside. Everybody's stuck to the TV. Everybody's stuck to the YouTube. Everybody's stuck to, you know, the news and stuff like that. Tangible things. You know what I mean? Things that make our life more convenient, but possibly could make us more lazy, you know? So as we entered this age of what they say New Age slavery, which is one of the topics that you guys have picked, even Kanye West, if I may add, says that we are slaves. We are the new slaves. And he named off some things that we are slaves to. So what I would like to ask, and I got to bring my attention over there. Shout out to Amber Van Quest. Thank you for the stars. Thank you. Let me head on to my boy Darius, man. You've been sitting there for a minute, man. I'm gonna let your mind, you know what I'm saying, get your thoughts together. And let me ask you, man, when you hear that word New Age slavery, right? What is it do you think that we are slaves to in this new day and age right now, in your opinion?
I mean, I think you said it. I think we are slaves to the easy life in a sense. Part of me felt like we can't really avoid it. I think it's like one of those things kind of tying us back to a previous topic, which is addiction. I think if we do too much of it, if we don't make that time to do those things that's not easy, or for kids going outside, I mean, I think it's all about that balance. I think we're a slave to it, but it doesn't mean we have to be. I don't want to look at slavery as being defeated, because I don't think that's it. But we all look at slavery as a bad thing, a bad time. And I said that to say, in this new age slavery, we're choosing to be in this situation. You know, we're not being forced. So I think we just have to moderate it, have it in moderation, balance it out a little bit more.
So, would you say, in the words of Kanye, in this new day and age, slavery is a choice?
I would say yes, it is.
Okay.
I mean, it's one of those things you don't want to get. I think part of us jump in, and a part of us are part of it is because we don't want to be left behind. You know, it is one of those things that when it comes to technology and this easy life, I mean, if you're not doing it, somebody around you is using technology, being sold on the newest way to do things. I mean, I think we can all look at the way things were a year ago and how they are today, 2 years ago and how they are today. And I think if we fast forward a year from now, it'd be something that we do every day, that there'll be a new way of doing it, and we'll all be hooked. Not all of us, but a lot of us will be hooked to doing it, you know, and then we don't see it any other way. I mean, driving a mile to get some food sounds crazy. I'm from LA. I'm in LA, but driving a mile to get some food sounds crazy. You know, it's like, why drive a mile? You know, Grubhub, you know, DoorDash. But that's just how it is now. We'll pay the extra money for it.
I dig that. Antoine, man, how do you feel about it, man? That somebody had crowned this topic to say New Age slavery. Like, what does that mean to you? And do you feel that, you know, we're the new slaves in this society? What's your intake on this?
I'm gonna say it like this. I'm a person of words. Being in slavery is one thing. Enslavement is another thing. In slavery doesn't mean I'm in enslavement. Enslavement to me is it's a mentality. I can still be free, but I'm still enslaved. I still don't believe that I'm free. There's still a master of some sort that I have to live by. I have to, get my command from. But New Age slavery is that I think the New Age slavery is enslavement. It's a mentality, and I don't think that we realize is that. Say, for instance, in order for me to have my own business, I might have to go against some grains. I might have to go against some political figures. I might have to go against some governments and powers. But because of the fear of me losing my life, I don't feel like I'm able to spread my wings and fly. So now I'm enslaved to just only accepting this. I'm not willing to go. I'm not willing to do what ancestors has done before and put their lives on the front line for the next generation. So I'll just settle for this. And I think that's kind of what we've done as a community, as a people, is when we hit that wall, when we hit that brick, we get into that enslavement mentality and says, I'm not going to go beyond the brink because I don't want to lose. So I'll just settle for the little bit and just get the crumbs instead of just going and getting a whole loaf.
Ooh, okay. Okay, that was the ding by the producer. He must like that too. You know what I'm saying? Coco, what does that mean to you? What does that slogan "New Age Slavery" mean to you? Do we play a part in this? What do you feel that we're slaves to in this new age now?
We are slaves to looking an image, looking like the image. Everybody want to look like they got money. Everybody want to look like they got it all together. Everybody want to look picture perfect, and that's not reality. I don't like social media for that matter, because we don't have people who are really out here living to create character, to live on purpose. Everybody want to look like they that somebody, but don't nobody have character no more. Don't nobody have principles, integrity. We are slaves to looking like the image that social media wants us to look like. What happened to respect? What happened to class? What happened to relationship, healthy relationships? And I know in the past it was a lot of mess going on, but what happened to us loving each other as individual, as people, and building? You can't even tell me your neighbors' names no more. You can't tell me their kids' name. You can't tell me the lady who live across you. She been there for 50 years and you've been in your house for 25 and y'all don't even know each other. How is that possible? Because the world has separated us. You don't tell me nothing about me or mine, and I won't tell you nothing about you or yours. So ain't nobody holding nobody accountable, because don't nobody want to get offended. I think we are slaves to being followers. We don't have leaders no more. We are slaves to just going along to get along. What I mean is, you get a promotion at your job. You know it's a lot of stuff that needs to be fixed, but you don't want to risk getting fired, so you won't put the big boss on the line. You know what's going on out here. Call them out, say, hey, no, they need more pay, or they need this. Hey, they need this. Change this. Somebody got to be a voice. Don't nobody want to be the voice, because don't nobody want to risk losing their job. But when you come from nothing, you ain't scared to lose. So what happened to the people who come from nothing? Oh, they're out here living this image. They want to look like they got something. They want to look like they got it all together. And that's what we're slaves to. The world is empty. We don't have fruitful people. We have people that look good. They look like they picture perfect, but we don't have people that's actually building and nourishing the world. So everybody angry, everybody empty, everybody just want alone to get along. And I don't like it. You can see
I like it getting like this. You know what I'm saying? My girl said, Coco, get out of my head. Officer Trey said Coco is fire. Amber said, oh, she's talking to Trey on that one. BJ, he said it was being a thug was cool, and every race was trying to mimic that. And now you see people trying to be country, inappropriate that look and style. Amber also said, with my new promotion, quote unquote, at my work, it feels like I'm slaving myself to make up to get everything done in a timely manner. I worked hard, but with the new role I worked hard for, I feel like I need to show that I'm worth more. And that means longer hours that cut into family time with business. Ooh, oh, now I feel you on that. And you know, what I would like to add to this, the new age slavery thing, like, everything you guys said was on point. Like, we are slaves to a lot of things, and like to sum that up, in my opinion, it's like, yo, look, I really feel like social media is the nucleus of this whole situation. Cause y'all remember, like, you know, and without telling anybody's age, I'm pretty sure we're all 80s babies. You know what I'm saying? And we've come up, we came up just a little different. We came in that middle of like, well, we were the ones who kind of brought you what we're on right now, right? You know what I'm saying? But I also felt like, you know, the generation before us, the generation after us, you know, especially the generation after us, you know what I'm saying? Like, they took it to a whole nother level to where now Facebook's got this metaverse where, you know, you feel like you're there, but you're not really there. It's kind of like the movie Demolition Man. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's doing this virtual reality thing, and, you know, he's trying to do the hunka chunka with the girl. You know what I mean? But he's like, what is this? This virtual reality. It's like, oh, it feels like you're there, but you're really not, but you are. And I think we're getting to that era in our society to where we're not going to be able to differentiate between what's real and what's fake. Like, let's think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, virtual reality, I mean, cool. I always thought it was fun, it was nice and stuff like that. But what they're doing now, to where you can probably feel things in virtual reality, feel somebody blowing on your neck, you know, like those Universal Studio rides back in the day where it felt like T-Rex was breathing on the back of your neck. Like, man, what is that? You know, like, I feel like that we're in this matrix. What we think is real is not really real. And I'll give y'all a prime example. And this was in 2010, 2011. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the Facebook metaverse. I was at this party in the small town of Winchester, and it was somebody's birthday, right? And I said, yo, you know what I'm saying? Happy birthday. You know what I'm saying? Gave her a hug. And she said, no, it don't mean nothing unless you say it on Facebook. And I'm like, but I'm here. Like, I'm here. You know, like, I'm looking at you, looking at me, and I'm telling you, happy birthday. That's better than a DM. I'm telling you that with my own mouth. You see me. You smell the cologne. You know what I mean? I'm lit. I'm being real to you. Happy birthday, homie. Oh, but it don't mean nothing because I didn't say it on Facebook. And just to test to see what it was, I went on her Facebook and did it, right? 10 minutes later, she said, thank you. I'm like, all right. I said, in my mind, I was like, okay, yo, Anton, Coco, Darius. In my mind, I was like, okay, this is just the beginning. Because I always be thinking, like I said, man, it's going to get worse. Like, for real, you know. So we're seeking validation in things that are synthetic, you know. And what you were mentioning, Coco, about social media and stuff like that, you know, okay, I'm not here to like bash on anybody about like all these filters and stuff that they have, you know, Darius, everybody, like, but like, they're getting to the point now to where you're not even the person that you say that you are. You know, back in the day when y'all watch Catfish, right? You know, Catfish, they'll say they look like this person and they'll just put up a picture of somebody else. And then when you meet them, you're like, oh my God, it's not you. You're not look that. Now they got it to where you can change everything on your face, everything in your body. You can clear up, everything is smooth. And now you're creating this perception, as what she says, of reality. And it gets to the point to now where people are starting to believe that's what you look like. In music, people are starting to believe that's what you sound like, you know, with the auto-tune. You dig what I'm saying? And in a minute, what is real, people are going to see as fake. They're going to look at it like bad. Like, somebody could be singing their tail off and they'd be like, oh, he don't sound right. Wow, because what? He don't have the auto-tune next to him or anything like that, you know? And that's my producer putting up things right there. Like, they're doing things like this to, you know, it's just, I don't understand. And it's, go ahead.
I'm gonna say it like this: there's nothing new under the sun. What has been, pretty much always will be, may just be a different method. But what's always been, okay, what you were just talking about, the images, and Coco, what you were talking about as far as the imagery and these images from social media. Let's go back to 1920s, 1910s, 1920s, 1930s, even the 40s, where makeup was starting to be a thing on television, where makeup wasn't a prominent thing for households. So now I have to now put this face on to have this image when I'm now going out in certain places. It's almost the same exact image that we have now is I have to dress, I have to mask this way. Even gentlemen, I have to dress this way to be able to be taken serious in this magnitude. But that goes back to the integrity that Coco was talking about at the very beginning. I think Darius was talking about some of that too, is who am I? Who am I when there's no filter? Who am I when there is nothing that's covering me? Who am I, ideally? And I think because because of some of the things of social media, marketing, advertising, perceptions, all of these different things, I think it has really put us into that new age slavery of because now that I can, you can't tell me that I can't. Or it's now put into a situation is, well, because I never had, now I'm going to show you that I can have it. And then I put myself in a situation where I'm now trying to be like everything and everybody else. Goes back to gender role, goes back to addiction and recovery, and it goes back to is what we're enslaved mentally. Because if anybody can take my identity, if anybody can take my identity, if I can take social media and social media can tell me that as a black or African American male, this is what I'm supposed to be and do, and I really don't know my identity of my heritage, who I really am. I'm a king and not just a person that just is able to work a 9 to 5. No, I'm a wealthy person. I'm honorable. I have it going for me. But if I don't know who I am and allow that media or that social image to say, well, this is all that I am, then this is all that I'll ever identify myself to be. We've seen it with old shows like Good Times, The Jeffersons, The Huxtables, The Cosby Show. All these shows were created because there was nothing that showed us. There was nothing that showed good or positivities or anything like that. It always showed that we were the dirty, we were the filthy. So this is always the image that I see in New Age with, like, prime example, I have 2 sons. I don't even really have to want my sons going outside because New Age slavery says if you just walking down the street, you just looking like you looking, you know? So it's imagery, but if I don't continue to pour into them, that New Age slavery is just going to continue to be a well that never runs dry.
Bars over here. Yeah, look at theirs. Yeah, look, we already know. You already know. Let me read some of these here. Like, let's see. Lady said those filters are the devil. Deep fake pictures and videos are crazy to the point they're having to call in PC digital experts to authenticate video recordings of criminal trials. Yeah, I was watching some of that stuff. Like, it's crazy. Like, and they're getting better and better at it. You know what I mean? Definitely. You know what I'm saying? My administrator on the Royce Rant page says we got to start popping the red pill. You know what I mean? It's time to face the reality. You know what I mean? He said Sims in real life. That's real. That makes sense. Y'all remember Sims, don't y'all? You kind of create your own little world, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, like, I think it's really getting to that point. But here's the question to kind of sum this all up here. You know what I mean? And I'm going to start with my guy, Darius, real quick. With this new age with this new age slavery that we're in, with these perceptions and these influence and stuff like that, my brother, do you see any into this? Do you see any way we can take a detour? Because we got to think about the kids. You know what I'm saying? I notice you guys mentioned the kids and stuff like that. You may have nephews and nieces and stuff that are at that age where they're heavily influenced by what's around them. What is it that we can do as men and women, parents, brothers, sisters, aunties, uncles, to kind of lead our next generation into the right direction? What's your input on that, Darius?
I think it kind of goes back to what we've been saying when we're talking about gender roles. It goes back to just taking care of home, doing what's best for your household. As Brother Antoine mentioned, he's raising his boys. It starts with people like that who recognize that there is something going on and taking and doing what he can to create the next people, the next men that can see through all the BS, see the addiction that's going on. Because it goes back to what people are addicted to all this technology and what they can do next and how they can make this more real. I mean, it's an addiction. We talk about addiction. There's a lot of people out there that's addicted to keep pushing this envelope as much as they can. So I to sum it up, I think it kind of boils down to people like us having these conversations and doing what we can, educating people around us, and raising people to see things the way they are, and trying to mold the next generations in our households.
I dig that, man. Coco, what do you see? Anything that you want to add to that?
What is the standard? Like, I don't think we have a standard anymore, or we have too many standards. What is the foundation? What is character? What is integrity? And then we got to stand on it. That's what we resculpt the community with. We know gang violence is going to be everywhere. But if we bring it into our house and teach our kids the standard again, it won't be as rapid as it is. Right now, these kids are running wild, and it's crazy because I grew up with gang stuff and, little stuff in the city. But right now, like every weekend, every other day, something is happening with the kids, not the adults. It's the kids out here. So what is the standard? We got to redefine the standard on principles, on morals, on values, and then we got to correct it. We got to hold everybody accountable, starting with ourselves. We know when we out of line. We the first person to know when we out of line. Don't be acting like you don't. Quit making excuses. Quit avoiding the problem when we are the problem. Fix us, and then we can help fix them. That's
Very, very good point on that. Fix ourselves, definitely. Antoine, what you have, my brother?
I don't even know if I can come after Coco with that, because that right there was strong in itself.
Thank you for letting me go first.
But yeah, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, hold on. After them two, I don't know, but no, just to kind of wrap it up, looking at history, and then looking at present, and then looking at future. They always say, in order to change a habit, it usually takes double the time as it did to create the habit. So I would just say, everybody take a look at your own individual life. Look at your own scope. Look at your own homescape, whether you're individual, in a relationship, children, or whatnot. Identify triggers. Identify traits. Understand family histories. Understand where these angers, these frustrations come from. Identify. We got to get to the point to where we want to identify the problems, and then bring them to surface, and not just sweep things under the rug, but really not only just having the Lord as our foundation, which is I praise Jehovah for everything that He is, but also having other outlets for those exits, to be able to get resources, the help that we need, because there's some mothers out here that don't know how to mother. There's some fathers out here who don't know how to father. That's just learning as they go. I may have 4 children, but I'm still learning how to father. I'm still learning how to be a husband. So everything has to constantly be given with grace, but we also have to have that accountability, love, and respect one another. That I want my next 5 generations to never have to be what I've been, but to be that and greater and more. We have to not think about what my mom and daddy did. They're already set in their ways. That's over and done with. I have to now make charge for what I can change, which is fresh new minds that still need to be cultivated. And we have to get back to, like Coco said, Darius said, is getting back to the standard and cultivating those standards, and not being afraid to stand, even if it means losing.
Lord have mercy. What a wonderful panel we have. And it's funny, the topics that you guys came up with all together, you know what I'm saying? I kid you not. Like, I didn't purposely pick these to gel like this, because they all seem to have something in common. And even the way it started, there were segues for each other, and then it ended. You know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, we talked about gender roles. We talked about New Age slavery, and we talked about addiction and recovery. And it seemed to lead back to gender roles, you know what I mean? Starting at the home, the nuclear family, you know what I'm saying? How you raise your kids and stuff like that, then into the addiction and recovery, the things that we deal with internally, you know what I'm saying? Rather it be drugs, rather it be sex, rather it be, attracted to negative energy and just being down all the time, the woe is me situation, you know what I mean? That deals with how you feel about yourself. And then when we go into the new age slavery, that's a segue from addiction and recovery, because it still attaches to how you feel about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Going back to the nuclear family, how your mama and daddy made you feel, how they raised you, what they instill into you to be a distinguishable and mannerable and respectful young lady and young man into this world. And I just, that just gelled together. That can't be nothing but God. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm going to say to that. But before we go, I want everybody to put their plug in, because I know for sure 1 out of 3 of you guys have an entity of their own. But if there's other things that you guys do that you would like people to know, or how to contact you, or, just to be a guest on another show or anything like that, you know what I'm saying? Darius, what would you like to add just in closing? Anything you want to say about yourself?
I just say to comment on some of the social media stuff first. Last comment. Just remember, when you're looking at social media, you're trying to compete, you comparing your real life to somebody's highlight reels. So something I heard before, and it's so true. Other than that, I appreciate it for the opportunity. I own a mobile app called Dougal World, Doogle, DougleWorld.com, just like it sounds, Dougal World. It's based on a mobile app to help you find dog trainers near you. So it's me and the wifey, Black-owned company, started a couple years ago. So if you ever know anybody looking for a dog trainer, use that app. It's kind of like the yellow pages for dog trainers. But thank you. Thank you very much for letting me be on. I appreciate it. It was definitely spontaneous for me, definitely fun. I was just enjoying listening, and then next thing I got brought in, I'm like, oh shoot, this is cool, man. So definitely appreciate it.
No, I appreciate it, man. And we'll make sure when you get off, just put in the comments, man, what you just said, Dougal.com. You know what I'm saying? And, we'll make sure that, we pin it somewhere so everybody know, hey, y'all got some dogs that need some training. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure you hit up that website, but type that in there in the comments, you know what I'm saying, when you get a chance, and we'll make sure we highlight that, man. And we appreciate you, man. And Antoine, man, what you got to add? What you got? What's going on with you?
I just want everybody just to be encouraged, and just know everything is what you need it to be at the end of the day. Your life has purpose. Your pain has purpose, for position and purpose. But if you're looking to follow me, you can follow me on mainly Facebook. You can follow me at Antoine Buchanan. I also do graphic work. You can also follow me at Buchanan Graphics, with an Instagram or Facebook. Inbox me, send me an email, buchanangraphics22@gmail.com. If you want to book me for a show, you want to book me for anything of that nature, just give me a shout. And I'd love to network with everybody who's on the show tonight. So look forward to it.
Did graphics, yeah. And make sure you put that in the comments, you know what I'm saying? Once we get off of here or whatever, you can do it now. Just tag it out into the comments, man. You know what I'm saying? I always want to get people to put the plug in on what they do, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? As an entrepreneur or whatnot, it's always good just to see black faces, you know what I'm saying, doing great things in great places, you feel me? And, last but not least, you know what I'm saying? I had to say that because she is a good friend, an old friend, a collegiate. We in the same major, mass comm, you know what I'm saying? And we'll actually have her on the show for the 5th season, because we're gonna go in a little bit more in depth about what she does. But if you don't mind, if you can just kind of plug in a little bit what you got going on.
Thank you for this opportunity. This has been very fun, enlightening. I enjoyed the energy. Everybody, I am C. Quarles, the author. I have 2 books. My website is cquarles.org, and I'll put it in the chat. Check me out. I have fiction and self-help. Both of the women are written for women, but they're for men and women. It's from a woman's perspective. Reality Check is fiction. Pretty Cross and Tempted is self-help, and it has a movie, which is available on my website, Amazon, and my website. So check me out. C. Quarles, the author. Coco, mass comm, UAPB, graduated 2005 from Texarkana, Arkansas. Yeah, we're in this building. Thank y'all for the opportunity, and thank y'all for tuning in. This has been fun.
Definitely, you guys. And if you guys don't mind, like, I'm gonna close out here, but if y'all can just chill for like 2 minutes in the green room, I just want to send all y'all off or whatnot, and just get the information that you guys also said, so we can make sure we plug it into the comments and attach it to whom said what. You know what I'm saying? So I like to thank all three of y'all. I ain't gonna say it no more. I appreciate y'all coming in, you know what I'm saying? And it's good to see an old friend that she's still doing her thing, you know what I mean? It's good that Antoine finally got his tail up in here, you know what I mean? It's good that Darius got himself up in here, man. It's always good to see my brothers and sisters in the flesh, you know what I'm saying? And I'm very proud of all of you, your ideologies, the way your mind thinks, and the things that you're doing here in surrounding areas in your community. So very grateful and thank you guys very much. All right. And just chill in the green room for a minute. I'm going to close out. I'm going to get right back to y'all, man. And we can all, go to bed. You dig what I'm saying? All right. So sit tight. All right, ladies and gentlemen, how are y'all doing today? It is going on 10 o'clock, this is the longest show that we had in a while. We used to go like 2 hours, and then we kind of shunned it down just a little bit to try to get things in order. But I know the last show of the season, I wanted to make sure that, we just kind of had a nice little fireside chat, not too scripted, just the title and have everybody speak. And I think it went well. I think it went smooth. Very excited to have everybody that was on. Shout out to the people that came on. Shout out to the people that even offered to come on. It was dope. Appreciate just even the ideas that you spread across the thing. I hope everything is okay at y'all's homes and stuff like that. You guys, we had a great conversation. You dig what I'm saying? And of course, the show is called The People's Choice. We talked about gender roles, addiction and recovery, new age, slavery, and we had some great input, and some ideologies and some ideas and opinions and facts. You know what I'm saying? Like some things, I just think sometimes people say like, okay, what's my opinion? But sometimes it is a fact. Like there's some things you just can't deny that's good for you or good for the community. I think even when it comes to facts, people have an opinion on if they're going to agree with it or not, even though it's in front of their face. But we know what we need to do as people to get out of this matrix that we're in. You dig what I'm saying? But I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for a wonderful season. You dig what I'm saying? Next season, which is going to start on the first week of March, we've got some pretty prominent people. I'm going to give y'all a little taste of, special person that I ain't said already, but and I don't think I said this person already, but you know what I'm saying? If y'all keep your fingers crossed and everything, we're gonna have Soulja Boy's manager on here, aka CEO Miami Mike, some guys that we did some work with, and we're just gonna have story time about how he met Soulja Boy and the whole situation, even with his manager and the trouble that he got in and stuff like that. So he's agreed to do that. We're just gonna seal the deal to make sure we got the dates. But I appreciate everybody on season 4, everybody that's chimed in, everybody that's donated to keep this show running. The reason why this show is running is because of you. That's just real talk. You know what I'm saying? It's not us, it's you. Thank y'all for smashing that like button. Thank y'all for sharing all the times that y'all share. Thank y'all for all of your comments. You know what I'm saying? Thank you to all the people who, thank you to Jay's Butter, keeping my face all shiny and everybody else's hair growing and stuff. Thank you to BJ, who's been pretty much the number one listener on this show. He's always been very supportive, man. And anybody else that just wanted to see what Royce's rant was all about, now you see what it is. Go back and see season 1, 2, and 3 and see the growth, because I did it on purpose. Do you understand? If you look at Royce's rant season 1 and look at season 4, you'll see a big difference. And I don't mean the face or the hair. Talking about the mental. You know what I'm saying? So until next time, we taking a 2-month break. We're going to be in a new location and it's going to be lit. I'm telling y'all, get ready. You feel me? Without further ado, love you guys. I hope you guys have a great new year. Hope you guys had a great Christmas, with your families. I know the kids running y'all crazy and stuff like that. They're going to school soon. Don't worry about it. Just know I told you that. All right. All right. So without further ado, I'm your boy, Royce the Voice, Orange Click, Orange Leader. Shout out to K-Team. Speak your thoughts or lose your mind. And we'll see y'all next year. 1.